Guys, and welcome back to another episode of Should You Bake It? I am very curious about this one. I saw this one a while ago. It popped up in the Facebook feed, and normally when I see things on Facebook, they originate from Pinterest. A place called Back for Seconds, and I looked it up, and it shocked me because this is a lemon cheesecake with a strawberry crust. And I thought, oh, okay, well, what kind of strawberry cookie do they use? But no, they don't. So I'm extremely curious because we'll get into the ingredients and you'll quickly see why. You'll be curious too if you haven't already seen this one. For the crust, we're using a strawberry cake for the crust. Yes, correct, crust, cake. Some butter. And then obviously, normal suspects for the cheesecake, we got cream cheese, sour cream, sugar, vanilla, lemon juice, the zest of 2 lemons, eggs, and then for decorations to go with our cake, we have some strawberry frosting. Now, for our utensils, we have a larger bowl to mix our crust, which is our cake, yet again. I'm going to say that quite a few times, folks, because I'm just that shocked. We have our 9-inch springform pan that we're going to prepare our cheesecake in. And what she used is a roasting pan because we're not going to do a water bath. She put some water in the bottom of the roasting pan, put it on the bottom shelf to create the steam. That's another way to do that if you don't do a water bath. And then we're going to use a hand mixer as well as a stand mixer. You don't have to use a stand mixer. I'm just doing it since I'm using 2 different kinds of bowls, so I can do both at the same time, just to be a little effective. Also, we have our oven preheated to 325. Another odd thing that I came across while I was just reading over the instructions, I was reading in here, and I'm thinking, okay, so normally when you do this, you pre-bake your crust, pull it out while you make your cheesecake. You don't. You prepare the cake, set it aside, prepare your cheesecake, and you pour it directly on top of the cake, and then you bake it all together. So another very interesting thing to me. I'm baffled at this. So I'm shocked. But I'm very excited to see if this is going to turn out. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our cake crust and get that in there so we can get it into our springform pan and set that aside. Then we'll get going on our cheesecake filling. Okay, so what I've done is I've emptied the contents of the strawberry cake package and our room temperature softened butter and 1 tablespoon of our lemon juice, and I'm just going to mix this until this comes together, which I'm assuming is going to be a crumbly dough-like texture. Okay, so the mixer was not mixing, it just was flying everywhere. So, best tools in the kitchen are your hands. And it's starting to come together, like I said, like a dough. So that's what I suggest. Just get in here with your hands and mix the butter in, and it will start coming together like this. And oh my gosh, the smell, what I can only describe as like strawberry shortcake. And I don't know, just really amazing strawberry, artificial obviously, but really good. So I'm just going to continue bringing this together and then we'll be back. Okay, so it came together like a perfect dough. Never noticed that the cake mix had little flecks of strawberries in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick it in and, like it suggests, press it down and fill the bottom of our 9-inch springform pan. And then when we've got that in there, set it aside, and then we'll move on to our cheesecake. And since it cleaned the bowl, no use dirtying another thing because I'm not about that. I'm just gonna, like my daughter suggested, use that bowl for the cheesecake.
So do you go up on the sides or just leave it in the bottom?
It didn't suggest to go up the side, so, and I think this is so thin, I'm just gonna go to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so now that we have that set aside for our cake, we have our cream cheese and our sugar in our mixing bowl that I've cleaned out. And we're just going to mix this until it is creamy. Okay, so it is beautifully smooth and silky, and I just added everything but our eggs. So we've got our sour cream, lemon juice, lemon zest, vanilla, and we are going to give this a good mix, and then we will add our eggs one at a time to incorporate those once we're done. Okay, so I've got the batter all made up, and after I finished making it, it had a very weird ivory color after putting in the vanilla. So what I did is I grabbed my Wilton's Color Right Lemon Yellow, and I added about 2 toothpick endfuls into here, and that's how I achieved this beautiful, to me it's a perfect, beautiful, summery yellow hue. So that's what I was I wanted to achieve with this, because to me, even though I don't eat, when I prep or make something for someone, I want them, like you always hear, you eat with your eyes first, and I feel like when I cook or I bake something, I want it to be absolutely beautiful, stunning, and for that ooh or wow factor. So that's what I wanted with this summery. To me, this is a beautiful summery dessert, and my family, absolutely, my husband in particular, loves cheesecake. So that's what I was going for this. I want you to know that when you eat this, it's lemon and there's strawberry. So that's what I was achieving with this. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this on top of this. So I'm going to, I have to hold the bowl this way, so. Okay. Okay, so you want to get that in there, and you also want to tap it and wiggle a few times to get as much of the bubbles as you can out. It says 45 to 50 minutes. I have my timer set for 47, and I also put my baking pan in the oven filled with halfway up for water, since we're not doing the water bath, to create the steam. So we're just going to set that in there. I'm going to make sure that it's about in the center of that baking pan so the steam does come up, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I checked the timer after the 47 minutes. Now it suggested 45 to 50 minutes. After the 47 minutes, it was really wiggly. Now with any cheesecake, you always want that wiggle in the middle, but too much wiggle, you can tell that it's still raw, so I added an additional 10 minutes to it. So it still has that wiggle, but as you can see on the outside, that it's done. So this to me, and I've made quite a few cheesecakes in my time, so I know that it's done. And I'm extremely in love with this, because there's no crack. It's beautiful. It kept that lemony yellow hue to it, which I'm in love with. So now you have to let it cool completely, and then you have to refrigerate it, and it suggests 4 to 5 hours. So when you let it cool completely, it depends on how hot or humid it is in here, or in your kitchen, not in here. So for me, that's probably going to be around the 30 to 40 minutes. It could take anywhere up to an hour. So I'm just going to check it about the 30 minutes, see if it's cool completely, stick it in the fridge for 4 to 5 hours. Again, I'm going to check for it pulling away from the sides. That's a good indicator of when it's completely ready to be unmolded from the springform. So I'm going to check those indicators for me, and then we'll be back and ready to cut this open and check it out. I'm very excited. Okay, so for a little over 4 hours later, it is now 8 o'clock. I always have 3 tools with me when I am releasing my cheesecakes. I have a little offset spatula, which I go around the edge to release it. And then I release the springform. And then the dirty business always is removing it. So, you know, always grab it. And then, oh my, wow. That is beautiful.
My gosh.
I absolutely love the pink hue with the yellow.
It looks like summer. That is so cute.
And now, another thing. Before you saw, when I took it out, there was no crack on the top. Now, my only explanation for the crack on the top is not doing a water bath could create cracks in the top because it created the crack before I placed it into the oven. So, and the sinking in there, that is also my thought for not having a water bath on it too. So that's my thought for why the crack came to be. So other than that, it looks beautiful. The yellow stayed gorgeous. So I'm happy with the way it looks, obviously besides the crack. So how she had prepared it is she took the frosting, the strawberry frosting, which I don't normally get from the tub. I make my own, but I'm following the recipe. So she goes around the edge and she places these dollops. Now I have the open star tip, and she places these little stars around the edge. So that's what I will do. I'll go around the edge and I'll place stars. Okay, so we've got the border, and I went ahead and put one in the middle, and then you want to grab your remaining lemon zest and go ahead and sprinkle that around as best as you can, because lemon zest is kind of sticky. It sticks to itself. So.
Clumpy.
Yes, clumpy. That's a great word for that. You want it to make it so it, you know, whatever pieces that you cut, you'll get some in every slice, or you get little cling-ons to the frosting you just piped, however it wants to fall. Little cling-ons. There we go. Oh, that's pretty. And what I also found, and this is an optional addition, Fudge Stripes just released a new flavor cookie, strawberry shortcake cookies. They're these really pink hue with white cheesecake flavored icing. And this is optional, obviously. It's not in the recipe, but I figured that would be so cute to add these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a slice right in the middle. I was going to do two, but that looks pretty, so I'm just going to leave that like that. And I also went ahead and scraped some of the icing off of the cookie and crushed one up. And I thought to just add some pink dust, cookie dust, from the cookie on top to keep with the strawberry and the lemon theme together. And sprinkle that on top. That was optional, obviously, because that wasn't included in the recipe. So that's how I'm going to finish that. And I'm pretty happy with that.
That's so pretty.
I like that. And we've got our little lemon friend hanging out there. I am very, very happy with that. It's very dark, and I would turn the light on the stove, but sometimes it ruins the lighting, but
It's not too bad.
so you can see how bright yellow that turned out. So I'm going to go ahead, and then you always want a sharp knife when you're cutting in to your cheesecake, and then a pie scooper thing. I don't know the technical name for that.
It's a pie scooper.
Doodly bob. And also you want some paper towels, because it's always best to give your knife a wipe down after each slice. That way it doesn't mess up your slices. So I'll go ahead and cut Brittany's slice.
Woohoo!
Oh wow, that's nice. Now what we're most curious for is this strawberry crust, I guess is what they're calling it. Because as you saw, it looked like a dough. So that's what we're really curious to see.
I'm just wondering if it's going to be like crumbly in texture or like doughy and thick.
Right, because there was no pre-baking of that. You didn't stick that in the oven and bake it and then top it with the cheesecake. It was just, you know, put it all together and see what we get. So that's what I'm just most shocked to see about this. It's really set, so it feels like a cookie dough. So we'll see.
Oh my gosh!
Oop. Let's look at the underbelly of it. That is so precious.
That is bright pink.
That is. It is very bright pink. And then in the middle of the cheesecake.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
Oh gosh, it does.
Oh, that smells so good.
You have the floral notes of the lemon, the sharp, the crisp, and then you have the sweetness of the strawberry. So, yeah, we'll have Brittany get set up at the table and she'll give it a taste for you and all that good stuff.
Woo! Okay, so I just tasted this, and let me just say, this is my favorite cheesecake I've ever had. This is it's so refreshing. It like makes your mouth water as you're putting it in your mouth. It tastes exactly how it smells. It is so, and you get like little bits of lemon zest in the cheesecake, like as you're chewing it. But this crust is insane. It is so doughy. It's like an underbaked cookie. It's seriously like cheesecake cookie. And they just go so well together, and you taste them. I thought the lemon would be overpowering, but it's not. And they just taste so well together. And the strawberry icing is really good with it too. It's so good. It's tart and then it's sweet. Oh, so good. Love it.
So I am, to say the least, shocked that you can just I'm in my mind, I'm thinking of all of the other things that I can make with this. I mean, just you add 1 stick of butter to any cake mix, and then the cheesecake options are endless. My mind is just like, I'm going a mile a minute right now. So I'm trying to find like the words to say. I'm just like, okay, back to the review. So I'm just like, sorry about that. I'm shocked. I'm super shocked. I think you guys will be shocked. I think you guys should bake this. 4th of July is coming up, so I'm just thinking, okay, bring this to where we're going. Should I make it red, white, blue? I don't know. I'm like, so many things. So I am super excited. I think this was incredible. It shocked the heck out of me. I'm super glad my daughter likes this. I can't wait for my husband to try a piece. He is going to freak. I know I'm going to have to make so many other ones, but that's okay because this was amazing. So thank you guys again for watching another episode, and stay tuned because there are going to be some incredible things to come next. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.